Just a few weeks ago, we had grass in our backyard, no sign of a slab at all. A few azalea stumps that needed to be pulled up, but no sign of a slab. Then after that, we finally had some action going. He dug out, took the topsoil down to its layer, down to the clay, pulled that out, and got the whole site ready to start getting ready for this slab. It felt so good. A little bit after that, we had 8 loads of clay brought in. He used his skid steer to pack that in really, really well. And then it was on after that with the forming up of the slab and everything. But before that happened, before he got any boards put up, he wanted to come in and go ahead and trim the trees, the limbs and all that were hanging above my mom's house, because we don't want to do all this and then have a limb fall right on her roof. He happens to be an arborist as well, my contractor, so he brought his truck in one day and he handled that for me. I'll show you a little bit of that right now because it was very interesting to me too. He had to be careful because we have a power line. The line comes in from the side road, and then another part of it goes to our meter pole at our house. So he had to be really careful working around that, and everything went fine. He was pretty proud that that big old truck, and it's a heavy truck, went up on this clay pad and didn't make any indentions. You can see where the wheels were, but it didn't make any indentions. And he was real proud of that and wanted me to mention it. I guess it's a guy thing. This is the end of the day, Wednesday, April 15th. A lot going on now with the slab job. Today, he came and started digging the footings. Yesterday, he came and put the batter boards up, they call them, to get on the corners of the project. And then today, he came back and started digging footings. So I'm real happy. It's kind of all coming together now. He couldn't get here till late. He does all kind of things. He's an arborist. He has a crane. He has just all kinds of jobs going on. So this morning he had to go do some crane work for somebody. And then he came back here and he started digging the footings. Now we're going to have a footing that goes all the way around. I don't think it... Yeah, it looks to me like he didn't dig the backside one yet because I think the dirt would just get in the way, to be honest with you. So they dug this out. They worked along this edge. Get up here where you can see it better. And dug this footing out. And then we're having 2 footings go through the middle of the slab. Well, spaced out, so it'll be kind of in thirds. But this is so they can put extra blocks or chocks, up under the camper in the middle on footings as well, up underneath the middle, so there won't be any sagging or anything like that. And they won't just be on a thin concrete, they'll be on footings. So that's what that's for. He's got it dug out really good down here. This is more than 12 inches, but this end is higher. I don't know, it's all to grade, but anyway, he knows what he's doing. So got all kind of little supplies and stuff. They've gone right now home because it's just about to get dark. But he'll be out here, I'm sure, tomorrow to continue on with this. I admire my contractor. He is training his son. I think his son's 19, he said. But he's training him in all of this. So it's going a little slower probably than it normally would if he was just by himself, because he's really taken the time to explain to his son everything, just everything. The son was involved today in all aspects of doing the string work. A lot goes into just squaring things up, getting things level. He's got equipment over there. It doesn't have the head on it right now, but he's got one of those leveling type laser things. This thing right here, he took the head off to take it home with him, I guess. And explaining to the son today all about rebar and why you put it in the concrete and all this kind of stuff. And the son is very capable. He looks like a capable kid. But there's a lot of little aspects to all these jobs like this when you're doing things and you want them done right, and you want them to not have water coming up under the slab later and all. So he was really explaining things to him, and I admire him for that. I have a little bit of footage of them just kind of working together. I don't want to make people nervous when they're out here working, or especially a young person, but I just thought I'd show you a few pictures of them today out here working. And it's just a good deal. I like to see young people learning skills, life skills. This kid will never forget what he learns out here with his dad, and he'll be here through the whole pour and everything to see it all come together. And then he'll be able to do this for the rest of his life for his own projects, and probably make really good money doing it for other people too. You don't just screw together some boards and then call a concrete truck. A lot goes into doing this, especially if you want to do it right. And there was a lot of aspects about this that I didn't really know, and I was kind of watching them, and I learned a lot. But he's really making sure his son understands the process and the why, the why things are done the way they're done, and that if you do it that way, it actually makes it easier in the end because it's done right, and it'll be good work, and you don't have to come back and redo things or have a bad job or get a bad recommendation. So he's learning a whole lot, and it's going to really pay off in life. This is Wednesday, April 22nd. Project slowed up for a little bit because my contractor had to go do another job, but he's getting back on it this morning. The batter boards are down, and he's put up the regular forming boards, and he's dug out all the different footings. It's all the way around, and then he's got 2 footings across the middle. He's coming back this morning. We're going to wet this down. I've got my hose all stretched out for him right over there, but he's going to wet this down and make it a little more easier to work with this dirt. We're kind of in a drought period here, except for the fact that our weather forecast just completely changed, and now they're saying we have chance of rain today and tomorrow and Friday, and whereas before it was 0. All of a sudden now we're having 40% chance of rain, and it does feel kind of very overcast this morning, very rainy feeling, I guess you would say. But he's going to come and try to work with what he's got here, and then I believe once he levels it out and gets it how he wants it to, he's going to start putting all of this rebar and wire mesh in there and visqueen, however it works. That's not my expertise, so I don't really know. And we're going to get ready to hopefully have this thing poured here shortly. I'm not sure the correct name of this little thing, but I call it the tamper machine. It tamps down the soil and gives you a pretty flat base, a real compacted base at the bottom. And he's using this through all the footings, and then he'll use it on top of those other pieces too. He worked with his tamper machine and got all of it around the edges and in the middle of the 2 footings. He got all that tamped down the other day. He used his traco to set the tamper up on the little hills that are in the middle, the 3 hills, and he got all of those smooth. They're like, perfectly smooth and squared off. But then we had a tornado system that came through. This is Sunday. It must have came through. Oh, it came through yesterday morning about 4:50 in the morning. My phone went off, tornado warning, take cover. And it ended up passing just southeast of us. I don't think it did any damage. I don't know that it touched down, but they did have rotation, and it was some wild weather. I put my helmet on. But we had that come through, and then this morning at 8 o'clock, we had another severe thunderstorm come through. So I've got water in the visqueen that's just sitting there. I don't know what to do about it. This is Sunday, so I don't want to mess with it. He's not here. He will be here first thing in the morning, though, to finish this up in case they want to pour early. And so it's probably going to be okay. It'll probably, some of it just evaporate before then. but also if he drains it down in there and lets it go ahead and get on the clay, I don't think it's going to hurt anything. He wasn't too worried about it. He said it actually could use a little rain to come through here, so that's good. I'm choosing to let him worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it because I don't know anything about concrete and pours and clay and dirt. I'm learning this as I go, and I'm going to just let him worry about it. But we do have water that's sitting in here, but I'm sure it's going to be okay. I don't think I've videoed in a couple of days. We did have the bad rain come through. I know I told you about that, the tornadic system, and then the very next day we had a severe thunderstorm after having no rain for a long time. And it filled up a lot of water in the Visqueen and in the footings that he had dug and everything. But he wasn't worried about it, and he was right. It's all pretty much out. There's a little bit of dew this morning and on things, but otherwise it's all out. And he's got the metal done up in here, however that is supposed to be, with the wire mesh on top and the rebar and everything in the bottom parts. And we are waiting this morning for the inspector to come to do what they call a pre-pour inspection. He wants to look at everything before he'll allow the concrete to be poured in. And so I'm just hanging around my house. I don't even know if this inspector is going to let me know he's here. He may just walk over here, look, do his thing, and leave. So that's probably the way it'll work. But I'm around and kind of got the doors and windows open this morning. It's a beautiful morning, beautiful morning. Just kind of waiting around to see if anybody needs me for anything. Once the inspector gives the all clear, I believe the contractor can go ahead and let the concrete company know that if they do have a break in their schedule, they can come. We are actually on their schedule for tomorrow morning. So tomorrow will be Wednesday the 29th, April 29th. We are on their schedule for 10 a.m. to be poured. But if they can come earlier, like later today, if the inspection goes good and all, then that would be wonderful if they could go ahead and come and get this done and it all works out to where the contractor could be here and everything. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, but we'll just see. Well, I'm not in any control of that, so we'll just see. The big day is here. The first truck just pulled up. I was looking forward to this day, and I was so excited when that truck pulled up, and it was a big red, white, and blue truck. I just loved it. This was from Bass Concrete in Bogalusa, Louisiana. So they drove here from Bogalusa to do this pour, and I am ready to go. They're working that mesh to make sure the concrete goes up under that mesh and everything. They pull up on it, let it slide up under there, and then flatten it back down. The drivers of these concrete trucks have to be smart too. They're watching everything these guys do. The guys motion to them, and the driver does whatever they say, moving forward, backward, to keep everything flowing good so they can get it done right. We must have a second truck coming in a minute with the other 8 yards. They're getting all this kind of set up right now and smoothed out. It's a very interesting process. I enjoy watching all this kind of stuff. Not that I'm going to try to attempt to do it myself, but just so I'll know for future projects. The second load is here, and we're going to have a little bit of concrete left. So yesterday my contractor formed me up a little form at the end of my steps by the front porch, and we're going to pour the extra there, but let me show you that real quick. I should have put some concrete pads here a long time ago, but I didn't. And every time I step off of these steps, I'm worried I'm going to slip. So I told him yesterday when he offered to do a little extra for whatever extra concrete we have, I said, I know where I want it. I'll do that last corner there, and that'll be done. Then he's going to pull around there and do the little pad that's at the end of my steps. If they have enough, but I'm thinking they'll have plenty. Y'all have plenty?
Oh yes, ma'am. The main thing was having enough back there.
Yeah. We're not dealing with all the wire mesh, rebar, and visqueen and all for this little bitty pad. But the process is pretty much still the same. They got to get it even at the top of those forming boards, get it really smooth, get the air bubbles out and all that kind of stuff. So it's really interesting for me to watch them and see how they do all this. And I know it's going to come out good in the end, and it's going to help me out a lot. And here it is, all brush finished and everything. It's got a cure, it'll lighten up, but I love it already. And I'm gonna really be appreciating this, especially as I age, so that I don't slip and fall when I go down at the bottom of those steps. Well, I drove up today and I was gonna show y'all a picture of the poured slab that was finished and everything. And the guys covered it up. I had to leave while they were still working on finishing it, and we were gone about 3 hours. And it looks like, because of rain that we do have coming, because it's thundering, and I just left some rain a few miles back, so it's coming. So I guess they felt like it was best to get this covered up. Now, it's been covered up for some hours, and they were out here for hours doing the broom treatment and stuff like that on it to get it all finished right. So it's set up really well. I think they just wanted to be precautious in putting this over it, because it's supposed to start raining here in a little bit, and then we might have on and off showers through tomorrow. This is Wednesday the 29th. Tomorrow is April 30th, and we might have rain, you know, for the next day. So just out of precaution, they went ahead and covered it up. So I'll have to show you the uncovered slab later, but it is finished and it looks so good. I could tell today they were finishing it with that broom treatment so good. It was so smooth looking, and I'm really happy and satisfied. And everybody keeps saying here at the house, what's the next step? And the next step is the cabin. We wait on this concrete to cure, and then the cabin gets delivered. And then it's on with the other contractors to get all their work done. He will be coming back to break down the boards around here, all the forming boards. He'll be taking those off in a few days. We'll wait for this rain to go away. He's got some work to do as far as dressing all this dirt off, but we talked today and we decided to just wait on that right now, because behind the trailer back here where it really slopes, that's my slopey part of the yard, other contractors are going to be digging and trenching and doing things, so it would just completely mess up his efforts. Plus, if he went ahead and dressed all this off right now and got all the dirt all pretty and smooth, when they bring the trailer, they would be driving up on it. It would be making ruts and all. So we're just gonna wait. And so all of it will get prettier later as we go. This whole process has taught me to be patient, and just, it's a process that has to roll out, and things have to line up, and people have to be free to get the work finished, and then you have to wait on the concrete people to schedule you, and on and on and on. And that's okay. It all got done, and it got done really well, and I'm completely happy with everybody and satisfied with the work. And that's what matters, that the job was done right. That's what matters. So once this cabin gets put up on it, it's all gonna look so good, and it's all gonna just be so much better than what I envisioned it to begin with. So much better than just the cabin sitting on 9 inches of limestone and everything not really done as well as it's been done. I'm really, really pleased. This is Lainey at Hilltop Home Place. I hope y'all enjoyed this little journey from dirt to pour. We got her done. It's all done, and next step will be the cabin getting delivered. I will keep y'all updated. I'll keep some visuals coming and some video coming, and I think it's just an interesting journey because this may end up in the end helping someone decide what to do with their parents, what to do to maybe downsize. There's options out there in this world. Not everything has to be big houses and big notes and everything like that. There are other ways to do things. So that's what we're kind of working on our end for our situation, and I want to keep sharing this information in case it helps somebody. Y'all have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.